Welcome everyone to a quick tutorial of how to clean up your audio in Audacity. The first thing you want to do when you record, if you don't do this, then it's probably not going to work out, so make sure you plan ahead for this. The first thing you want to do when you record is make sure you have this 5-second intro of your audio clip with absolute silence. With this little silence area in the video, you will be able to later, when you're editing the audio, go in and highlight those first 5 seconds, add it to a noise profile as shown in the video here, then select the entire clip and apply the noise removal filter. I have my own specific settings on the noise removal filter. You can go ahead and copy them if you want, they work good, or you can play around with your own. Note that if you go over 48 decibels, that's dB, for the noise reduction, you will have to enter the number in the box for the noise reduction manually. The slider will only go up to 48 dB. In order to use a noise removal process successfully, you will want to make sure there is no inconsistent sounds in the background. Inconsistent sounds are like clapping, speaking, or any other sound that isn't constant. A constant sound is like a computer's fan, or an air conditioner, or a heater. Though the more background noise you have, the harder it's going to be for Audacity to remove audio from the audio clip without distorting some of the your vocals or whatever audio it is you're trying to clean up. After you have the noise removal filter process complete, next up you want to go and apply an expander. The expander in Audacity doesn't actually get called expander. Instead, it gets called SC4. So you want to go down to SC4, click on it, then it'll bring up a little prompt. You can enter your specific things, and unlike noise removal and the rest of the processes I will be using, SC4 does not save your settings, so you have to be careful and make sure you remember the same settings every time you input it. What I do is I take a screenshot of my settings that I use once I get it found, and then I save it on my computer so I can reference it in case I forget. You can copy my settings that I have here for SC4, or you can play with it and find your own. Every microphone is created differently, so it is possible that my settings will not work for yours. After SC4 is applied, you want to go up to Compressor. Compressor, you can just leave it its default settings. Just make sure it doesn't make up gain for 0 dB after compressing, or compress based on peaks. In order to make sure it doesn't do those, you will want to uncheck the boxes down at the bottom above OK, Cancel, and Preview. Once you have the settings you want, click OK, and the highlighted track of audio will then get the filter applied. Note that all of these filters may take some time depending on how long the audio clip is that you are editing. For me, a 2-hour-long clip can end up taking a total of about 20 to 30 minutes. When the compressor is finished, you will want to apply a Normalize filter. Normalize will boost the audio a little, but it will do it in a different way than Amplify does. Normalize, instead of amplifying everything equally, will try and keep everything at a more equal level as it amplifies the audio. You can use the default settings for Normalize and it should work out fine. I don't use any custom settings, I use the default settings. If the default settings do not look like they do for me in this video, then you can easily copy the settings I'm using. After Normalize is finished, you will then want to go up and apply an Amplify filter. Amplify will boost all the audio by a specific amount so that it is all around 0 decibels or whatever you set it to. When you use the Amplify filter, you want to make sure it does not allow clipping. If you allow clipping, your audio is going to get screwed up a little bit and it's going to sound a little bit bad. It's going to have peaks that are cut off, so those peaks will end up being flat and it's going to distort your audio a little bit and it's going to probably sound like a little bit of crackling. Amplify works by checking all the peaks of the audio track that you have highlighted, then selecting the highest peak and amplifying the entire track based on that one peak. Once that one peak reaches the decibel levels that you have set for the Amplify to reach, such as 0 decibels, it will amplify the entire track that you have highlighted up to the point where that one peak is at 0 decibels. Everything else will get an equal increase. So if the increase is only 1 decibel, everything in the track will increase by 1 decibel. And that one peak will be the only peak on the entire audio track that is actually at 0 decibels. You can adjust the settings on your own, but it's best to allow Amplify to select the amount of amplification that it actually does. When Amplify is finished, you can then export your audio clip, or if you're like me, you can go in and highlight specific areas within that audio clip, then export the selection. Once the selection is exported, you can then cut it. I hope this tutorial helped anyone who's looking around to try and figure out how to clean up their audio a little bit. It is the current settings I'm using in all my videos, even though currently the only video with all these used is my Minecraft Sunday episodes. If you like this video, I have a lot of playthroughs up, and I'm going to be doing a lot more playthroughs in the future. I hope you comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and I'll see you guys on something else.